Well, hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie Alves and I'm coming to you here from my beautiful makeup studio in Arizona where I live, and I'm so happy to be with you today. I have so many fun things to talk to you about today, so many things I know that we all struggle with, and I have some solutions for you. First of all, you're gonna have to excuse this giant bump in my hair. I was inspired by Rick Astley, I think. I'm not quite sure. Regardless, I'm going to show you some amazing things with makeup. So who cares about my hair right now? But at the end, I'm going to show you an updo. It's super simple. I know you're going to love it. All right, let's get started. One challenge I know that we all struggle with is smaller lips. As we age, I know that our lips get smaller, the pigment begins to disappear, and we get lines and wrinkles. And everybody's like, I used to have such fuller lips when I was younger. What a pain in the butt, right? I know. So I don't know if you're like me and you're a little sketchy about filler. If you've got filler, that's awesome. By the way, I'm starting with primer. As I talk, I will start getting my skin ready for some foundation. So this is just a water-based primer that I love by Jafra Cosmetics. It's the all-in-one primer. Goes with every foundation. That's why I love it. But we're gonna talk about how to make your lips look bigger. As I was saying, if you've already got some filler, that's amazing. Props, I'm a little scared. And if you're happy with it, I'm even more bigger props to you because I'm so scared that I would be botched if I tried it. So I have, in the meantime, mastered the art of lip liner. So I'm gonna share that with you as well. But let's get started from the beginning. Got primer on. I'm gonna go with some foundation. I'm just using a liquid today. This is a Radiance foundation, so it offers a little bit of a dewy finish, kind of a natural finish. I'm gonna use a foundation brush to put it on with today. You can use your fingers. I do that a lot, actually. I use my fingers a lot to put my foundation on with, especially if I'm in a hurry, and that's okay. One of the things I love sharing with women is you don't have to use all the tools you see. It's okay to keep your routine simple and easy. If you like to use your fingers and slap stuff on with your hands, go for it, my friend. All right, I'm not using too much foundation. And this shade is in the Radiance foundation, and it's called Bare, which is a little bit more tan than I am. But I like to add a little gold into my skin. As you can see, it's correcting all that red that I had, because I get pretty red. All the pink through the cheeks, and then that surgery I had on my nose last year to get that carcinoma removed left a pretty red scar right in the middle of my nose. So I like to color correct if possible without a bunch of product. So just a nice gold foundation can do that. Also, you know, it makes me look like I've got a tan, like I've been somewhere sexy, you know, getting some sun. Well, okay, let me retract. Getting some sun is not that great. Like I said, I live in Arizona and it was literally like 111 today. Yeah, it was quite interesting. I stopped by the vitamin shop today to grab some vitamins. Oh no, sister, their air was broken. Broken. And when I said to the girl, which by the way, today is Saturday, I said to the girl, oh wow, you know, I can't believe you guys have to work like this. I'm so sorry. And she said, yeah, it's been broken since Tuesday. What? Yeah, well, she was like, I think in her 20s, early 20s. I was like having a hot flash, getting really menopausal and freaked out over just the fact that the air was broken since Tuesday. Yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. I digress. What I was saying is I get plenty of sun here in Arizona. So getting my foundation a little more tan maybe makes me feel tropical and vacation-like rather than getting more sun, because I don't think getting more sun is possible unless I lived on the sun. And I don't want to do that. All right, I think I look pretty good so far. I'm gonna bring it down my neck just a little bit, kind of like buffing it down my neck, not like a full layer of foundation. Because you know, our necks are always a different color. Like the sun is not gonna get me here. So I have like a white ring around my neck, and then of course a giant red chest and all the things. Wrecked, right? It's just wrecked. Don't forget the cracks of your nose. Okay, don't have a lot of foundation on. Like, you can still see some freckles, a couple of dark spots over here, but I'm cool with it. By the time I get everything else on, that's gonna be the last thing you even focus on, because my eyes and my lips will be fantastic and you will love them. So I try to distract everybody with like something else rather than covering up what's wrong with me. I like to distract you with the good things, like my personality. All right, I've got foundation on. I'm gonna check over here in my bigger mirror. Looking good, looking good. I'm gonna do some powder now. Just a really lightweight, loose powder. This is one I like to use here at the Beauty Bar. It's my own brand. It's really comparable to like Airspun. I do mention Airspun a lot because I remember it from the 80s. Like, it's a Coty product. Does anybody remember the brand Coty? C-O-T-Y? Yeah, I remember in the 80s, I think my grandma sold Coty makeup, come to think of it. Maybe that's where I get my personality from. She loved selling makeup. Go figure. All right, so I'm gonna press this powder right through the middle, gently. And now that it's starting to run out a little bit on the brush, now I can go a little more, just kind of buffing in circles. This is a nice, big, fat, soft brush by Jafra Cosmetics. Oh, and you guys, if you're just joining me fairly new, I'm so excited to tell you, you'll hear me talk about Jafra Cosmetics a lot, not all the time, but I've been a makeup artist for over 30 years now, and I have partnered with Jafra for about 8 of those years, and I really like them. They treat me good, they have great products, they are almost 70 years old, so I trust them. And anything that's Jafra, you can actually get on my website, which is posted in my bio, I think. And if it's not Jafra, if I'm using something else and you wanna know where to get it, just ask in the comments if I forgot to say what it is. I'm so happy to share links with you. And I don't mean like, you know, links where I get a discount or I get a kickback or anything. I just wanna help you guys find things that work for you. So even though you see me use a lot of the same products, and I use Jafra a lot, I don't like to focus a lot on brand, you guys. I really want you to just be able to use what you've got or find what works for you, fits your budget, fits your time budget, all of that. So I like to share techniques and tips with you so much more than just here's this product, buy this product. So I will tell you what they are as I go, but if you want to know what compares to it or what you can use that's in your own makeup bag, I'm happy to share that with you too. Over 30 years, you can rest assured I've used probably just about everything out there. All right, so this is my simple little contour palette. It's my own brand that I have here at the Beauty Bar. It's almost like a full face palette. I show this all the time, you guys. It's got 2 contours, a couple of blushes, and these really pretty highlights. All right, right underneath my cheekbone, I'm gonna start to contour. Now, you guys, I'm just doing a simple contour right now where it's almost gonna wind up being like the number 3, a really easy way to remember where to put that contour product at, even if you're using a cream, and just bringing it around the cheekbone. So this is a simple contour, but I want you to keep your eyes peeled for next week when I'm gonna do a lifting contour video. It's gonna show you how to like give your face a little bit of a lift, and we're gonna concentrate on bringing up those cheekbones and getting rid of some jowls. Yeah, buddy. So keep your eyes peeled for that one next week. So just a little bit more under this cheekbone, bringing it up toward the nose. As you can see, I don't want to bring it down towards my mouth because that'll drag my face down. And see this giant hairline? Like, what? Why? Why does menopause hate me? I have my mom's hairline. You guys, I just went and saw my sister for her birthday, and she's in her 40s now. And I'm turning 50 this year. So needless to say, you know, we're looking a lot more like our mom than we ever did. And we got mom's hairline. And my sister's like, I don't even know if it's mom's hairline. I feel like it's dad's hairline maybe or something. I was like, yeah, and my dad has a lot of hair. But we're like, you know, it feels like male pattern baldness because we're just getting so thin around here. It's so bad, you guys. But I still have a good amount of hair back here. So I'm certainly thankful for that. But it's just shocking how much hair we've lost. And she should have more. She's in her 40s. She's not as old as me. She's my little sis. I hope she doesn't watch this. She'll kick my butt. All right, so just a simple lightweight contour right here on the hairline. Also because I don't want this all stark white. You know, I don't want to draw attention to this, even though I tend to bring my hair down over it usually. So I'm still just gonna contour it. It's okay, I'm not at the point of being super insecure about it yet, but I definitely don't want to draw a lot of attention to it. All right, so that's forehead. Here's my jaw. All right, so I finished contouring. I did underneath my jaw quickly. I'm gonna go into some blush now. I really love the blushes in this palette because I like to mix this orange and pink. Of course, it makes peach. Whatever blush you have, I do love a peach or something that's got a little bit of a pink in it. Like as we're getting older, some of the pink is disappearing from our skin. So it's good to add it back in when possible. And I'm just building this up. I start, you know, kind of slow sometimes and just build it up. Also by layering it, it'll last longer too. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or notice as the day goes on, sometimes the blush will fade quite a bit. Super annoying. So building up a little bit at a time sometimes helps it last longer. All right, I like it a lot. Okay, a little bit more. I'm just adding some orange in. I felt like I was getting a little too pink. All right, and a little on the tip of my nose, not too much, because I don't want to remove that foundation I used to cover up that crazy red line scar thing I have there. Okay, all done with that. Let's go to eyeshadow. I'm actually going to use a throwback eyeshadow palette of my own, the Beauty Bar brand. I just have this small collection here, you guys, at the Beauty Bar in my studio that I use for my makeup academy, because I teach women how to do makeup and I certify makeup artists. So we have these little collections, and today is one of our first ones. I was so proud of one of the first palettes I ever designed and launched. This one I called the Spicy Peach. But a great palette to use, oh, where's my eyeshadow brush? A great palette to use that's like this is anything that's in a warm neutral, that's got some peaches in it or earth tones. I'm gonna start with this really light pink. It's really more of a peach color though. And using this fat brush, I know I've had a lot of questions about this brush, you guys. I use a lot of eyeshadow brushes by Real Techniques, and they're fairly affordable. I'm not, you know, an influencer by any means. I don't, you know, I won't get a kickback by sharing a link, but you can get them on Amazon. You can also grab them in Target, just about anywhere like that you could buy makeup brushes, you'll find Real Techniques. And like I said, they're pretty affordable, so I really like them. So I'm just going in the crease of my eye and swirling up towards my brow, almost like it's gonna be my base color and go over my entire lid, but I'm not putting on a whole bunch of it. I'm just using it kind of as my base for the middle here. And I'm bringing it out a little bit further than necessary. I like to elongate my eyes as much as possible by bringing out that eyeshadow, but I don't worry if I get ridiculous and it's like, you know, crazy sauce out here, because I can clean it up with my concealer brush later. I do concealer way later in the game. Most of you that have been watching me for any amount of time know that that's kind of one of my things. I wait till way later to bring in that concealer. So I'm gonna go into the second shade here, the darker peach, and I'm gonna use it right here. Let me get closer. Right here. And while I'm getting this done, putting this second shade right here in the crease. And, you know, I can't see great. You guys, I'm always sharing with my friends that, you know, I don't see very well anymore. But it doesn't have to be perfect. And you'll notice I make mistakes through the whole video. You'll be like, you missed a spot on your forehead. But it's okay, it all comes together in the end. So I hope that encourages you. You know, I'm a pro makeup artist of 30 years. I'm an international master trainer for Jafra Cosmetics, a global cosmetic company, blah, blah, right? I do all these things, but I still can barely see my own face sometimes and totally mess it up. Go figure. All right, so a little bit on this side. So what I wanted to share with you is, since I think the last month, I've had so many subscribers and so many new friends popping on this channel. We were able to do so many amazing things now, because, you know, the more subscribers you get and all that kind of stuff on YouTube, the better reach you can have. So I'm so excited that we're able to grow this channel. I didn't really, you know, when I started this, I just love helping women find ways to feel beautiful, and, you know, tips to help my friends that are over 40. Because I've been doing this so dang long. I've got an arsenal full of tips and tricks. So I just love to help women and make videos about it. Obviously, I have a wacky personality. I don't mind talking to you a lot. And so I thought, you know, I'll make some YouTube videos and help some people, but it's really exploded. So thank you so much, because that's really exciting. And my husband's like, holy mackerel. Yeah, we're all just like, wow. Thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna go in with this brown here. This is just a basic chocolate brown. It's pretty highly pigmented though, so I'm just a little bit, and I'm being really careful with it. So I'm just gonna put it down here at my lash line to start with. And then bringing it into the crease gently. And I hope this makes sense to you, how I do this, how I just kind of build it up halfway and it fades as it goes toward my nose. And I'm keeping it easy. I don't want to do a really in-depth eyeshadow look right now, because I really want to focus on the lips and the hair at the end. I feel like I'm the news right now, how they always save the best story till the end and they keep you glued to like the last 2 minutes. It won't be 2 minutes. It's gonna take me a little bit longer than that, but I hope you stay glued to the end, because it's gonna be great. Okay, so down towards the lashes. I just remember my grandparents always watching the news, and my Mimi, that was my grandma. They would just be waiting and waiting till that end breaking news story, you know, and if we interrupted, if any of the kids ever interrupted, she would always yell at us, "Here now!" She would yell, "Quiet now!" She was always hollering. You could not interrupt the news. Or my grandpa's Westerns, like, don't interrupt. That was before earbuds, man. If that was now, if they were watching those shows now, they would have earbuds in, I guarantee it. Okay, I'm just blending this back in, because honestly, I think I'm doing a really bad job. But it's okay. Honestly, it comes together in the end, so I don't really get too twisted out about how this looks when I get started. Eyeshadow is kind of sloppy. Like, you might see tutorials and videos on social media where it looks nearly perfect, like every step, and that's because they're taking forever and they can see great. It's not my story. I'm gonna take a smaller brush now, this like dinky little smudger brush, and I'll go back to the eyeshadow. I'm gonna use that darker chocolate shade on this tiny brush and use it as my eyeliner, because I can just smudge it underneath here. I could probably even do this without looking in a mirror. Let's see if I can. Oh, check me out. I don't know what it looks like, but I know I'm getting it in the right spot. Okay, all right, I maybe got a little wacky, but that's okay. Just proving a point. And I'm gonna make sure I have enough of it on my lash line to match the bottom. A little bit more over here. And always with my darker shade, I keep it darker at the bottom. All right, so now let's do some eyeliner. I just have a plain old black eyeliner here, just a pencil. I can do liquid wings still pretty good, just because I've been doing it for so long. Even if I can't see really well, I've still kind of mastered it, so it's fine. But today I'm gonna use pencil because it is much easier for me. And maybe it will be helpful for you too. So just starting out here at the corner, I'm gonna get my magnifying mirror. It is time. It is time for the magnification. I tried to hold off as long as possible. All right. Bringing it down to my lash line, and I'm gonna come really close. You can see I started out there almost like a little wing because my pencil's fairly sharp. And now I'm bringing it down to my lash line. And it's just disappearing about halfway over. And the way I can keep it really thin is by laying it down. See how I've got it like tipped over? And I'm just pulling it and like dragging it along. All right, but also you can see how that outside doesn't go down and disappear into my eye. I tried to keep it a little bit thicker on that outer corner. All right, I'll quickly do the other side. All right, got that other little winged liner going on there. Just used the pencil. I didn't smudge out or anything, just left it. It's a little bit bold, but because I made it small, I'm cool with it. I'm gonna use some mascara now. I've been using this one for a while. I'm kind of stuck on the Jafra Royal Luxe mascara. The shape of the wand is really helpful to me because it's got this wacky, it's a rubber wand and it's got that wacky ball on the end of it. So it really loads the product onto my lashes well. And the formula is really smudge proof, so I don't have a problem with it running. This is a weird mascara one though. Either you love this or you hate this. There's no in between with these. I think another one that's got a great rubber wand on it that's skinny like this, it doesn't have the ball on it though, but a really good one is Magnascopic. I think it's by L'Oreal. Really great mascara. Nice thin wand on it. Oh, you know what? It might have a ball on the end, come to think of it. Can't remember. If you know, would you please leave it in the comments and let me know? Okay, I'm not gonna get on too much mascara because I'm gonna use falsies today. I don't use them all the time, but I'm gonna do it today. So I know that I don't have to get too overboard with my mascara. Yes, I've got that mascara on now. And I'm going to use some brow powder. You guys know I've got permanent makeup on my brows and I just got it done very light. So I usually wind up with, you know, makeup and foundation on it. So I'll just use a little brow powder to go right over the top and darken it back up. Definitely you want to make sure those arches have a little bit more oomph than the rest, and especially keep the inner corner soft. But when you get a little more definition in those arches, it can like bold up the brow a little bit without being blocky, which can definitely help our eyes look a little bit younger. Notice as we age, our brows start to gray, disappear, fall out. Maybe we shaved them off in the 90s. Maybe we didn't, I'm just saying. But when we put them back on and kind of frame out our eye again, you can bring them back to life. Yes, don't even try to tell me I'm not back to life now. Look at those brows. Such a difference. You know, seriously, look at young women. They always have those big, thick brows, right? Little girls, bushy eyebrows. Yeah, and then as we age, you know, they're like thin and all of a sudden, you know, you can't find them anymore. All right, so we've got brows done and I'm going to do my concealer now. Remember, I said I do concealer later. I'm actually going to use a liquid concealer. Again, my brand from the Beauty Bar, but very comparable to a lot of great liquid concealers out there. And I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of a lightweight eye cream. This is one of my favorite tips and tricks. I will take a fluffy concealer brush. That's pretty big, right? But I'm gonna use a fluffy one. It's not the one I use every single time, but it is gonna work really well for what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm mixing the eye cream and the concealer together because that's gonna make it moist. It's not gonna look as dry under my eyes, and I don't use a lot of concealer. Just enough to brighten up and complete the look. Now, if you don't like the lighter concealer underneath, you can just use something that matches your foundation, and you can even use foundation. You guys, I talk about that a lot, that you don't have to use concealer. You can even just use a lighter shade of foundation, because foundation doesn't seem to be as dry as concealer. So if you have a problem with it aging you and looking dry and cracky, you can just use foundation. But also you might want to try mixing with a lightweight eye cream like I just did. It's really helpful, and it kind of revives the under eye area too. It's really refreshing. The eye cream is nice and cool. Now I just make sure it gets buffed in really well, because I don't want stripes and that whole raccoon look. And now see, I'm just cleaning up the eyeshadow, making sure it's nice and sharp. You know, I don't really know what you'd want sharp eyeshadow for, but whatever. I feel like something is wrong. Let me look in a magnifying mirror and see what I've done. Oh no, it's okay. It was just looking like this eye was smaller or something. No, I'm good. It's all good. Okay, so now I want to go back with my blush though, because see how I brought that concealer down a little bit? I'm just gonna take my blush brush and a tiny bit of blush and just bring it back together. So this is like a back blending technique. You guys, I was in the car with my son a few days ago, and we were trying to think of like the best roller skating jams. I don't know if any of you loved roller skating like I did in the 80s, way early 80s, mid 80s, but I loved it. It was so fun, like that feeling you would get when you walked into the rink, and like the smell of the shoes. But it would be dark in there, you know, and they would have like all the lights, and it was just such an exciting feeling. Like I couldn't get the skates on fast enough. I was like, I'm gonna get out there and do the best moves. I'll be backwards. Like I thought I was gonna do all the things in my head. I was like a roller queen. When I would get on the floor, I was pretty wobbly and not that great, and would really like trip over the occasional kid that was on the floor. And then, you know, I would go flying like an idiot across the floor. But we were trying to think of like the best music. We couldn't think of anything. And then I just thought this one song was called Look Out Weekend or something. Remember? Look out weekend, 'cause here I come. Yeah, I know, I can't sing, but it doesn't matter. 'Cause just like I was a roller queen in my head, I'm also like a great singer in my head. All right, if you've got a favorite roller skating jam, please put it in the comments. I would love to know what it is. I am gonna get into lips now. It is time. I will put on lashes, but I don't wanna waste any more time. I wanna get to the lips. So I wanna tell you a trick first. So this is important. It's more than just lipstick and liner. It's actually a little bit of concealer. It's the same brush, whatever concealer brush you used. Even if you used like a sponge or something. I just wanna go over my lips. With a tiny bit of product. It's really just what was left on my brush. Now you guys, if you have a lot of lines, very deep lines, or if you have a lot of hair, you know, just because you have a lot of hair here doesn't mean you want to get rid of it. You know, if it's clear, peach fuzz, whatever, if it's black, whatever you got going on, you may not want to put a lot of product right here. So I'm just buffing with what was already on this concealer brush, really light. I do not want to put a ton of extra product there because I don't want to accentuate lines and wrinkles or hair, but I just want a little bit on the lips, because when you mute out the lips, then the lip liner we're going to use is going to be a little more bold and noticeable. This will also help it last longer and it won't bleed as much. I don't know if you ever have the problem with it bleeding into your lines or feathering, but I'm going to try to help you with that as well. Now, nothing that I do is 100% foolproof. You know, it's skin and we live, you know, we're going to drink soda and kiss a person and whatever. So it's not going to be life proof, but I'm going to show you something that's going to help it last much longer than you're used to, I bet. So right now I have a lip liner, of course, by Jafra Cosmetics. This one is called Nutmeg and it's a roll-up liner. But you guys, typically a matte lip liner is going to work. I also can use more expensive brands like, oh, I can't find it now. I have one by Charlotte Tilbury, Pillow Talk, and it's the Fair. It's like more of a pinkish nude. There's also some great lip liners by, excuse me, drugstore brands like L'Oreal. So if they are a matte lip liner, and typically the roll-up ones in a matte, they are just gonna last longer. So try that. There's a lot of moist ones and ones that have a little bit of shimmer, but if you can get a good matte lip liner, it might last longer. Based on the, you know, formula, of course. But this one is really long wear, so I like it. It's a roll up, so it's like self-sharpening, okay? So I'm gonna get close. I have tricks. You're gonna wanna see them. So I always go like this. I know I look crazy, but it flattens out the wrinkles so I can really get in there. You know, you can go like this, but if I can get them together, it really helps. And I even do this with my clients. I will tell them, go like this. So everybody feels weird when they're in my chair. And I'm feathering really light with this one because it's easy to get too much on. I'm just making sure I don't have it rolled up too far and then I'll break it. Also, it's really warm in here because it's been such a hot day, so it's soft. Okay, now I overline my lips quite a bit. Now you saw how thin they were the whole time we were doing eyes and everything else, but I'm gonna overline. So then I start in the middle and come closer. See, I actually went under my lip line. Now I'll get it to meet from here and here. Now this depends a lot on the shape of your lips as well, if you can overline. It doesn't work for everybody, but certainly give it a try and see what you think. And if you're like me and your lips have begun to disappear, it might surprise you how really nice it'll look, but you trust the process with me, okay? Okay, that looks pretty good so far, but it's like, it's still just not super smooth. I have a little bit of hair there, a little too much. Man, menopause is so crazy. Like I said, I have a little too much hair there and like too many wrinkles, I think too, like for right now, you know, I'm just gonna be thankful for what I have. But I wish I didn't have such deep wrinkles right there. Point being, I used that roll-up lip liner to glide over them, and now I have a different lip liner. So you can see that one was pretty brown, and this one is more of a nude lip liner, and you can see it's a sharpening lip liner. So I'm using it because I can get it super sharp. I like the other one because it's long wear and it's matte, and that's why I used it first. But now this one I can get super sharp. Now you don't have to do 2 lip liners, you guys. You can do this with one. If you're satisfied with the way the first one looked, just leave it. But I like to go in with the super sharp one because I've sharpened it in a sharpener, and I can now drag it through those little lines and those little spots where I have some hair that made the line feather out. So check this out. So I dragged it out even a little bit further. But because of that sharp point, it really deposited it like into the lines and around those wacky little lumpy spots. So it almost like forced it in there. So I know this is almost like high tech, but give it a try, okay? And make sure you can see. And you can go slow if you've never done this before and just feather along. I'm able to make more of a line because I'm used to it, got a lot of practice. And if you get out of the lines, you can literally just wipe it off, buff it out with concealer and start again. So don't be afraid to experiment with this and really give it a good try. All right. And sometimes I get them crooked, but it's okay. And you can see I did several times back and forth, so it's really building up that product. My pinkies here rested on my chin. So I've got a good buildup. That's a lot of product right there. All right, so I'm just gonna use this matte lipstick right in the middle. I got it as close to the lip liner as I could, but without going over the lip liner. So it's almost like I'm using the lip liner as like a barrier to keep it in line. I'm just gonna buff it with my ring finger. Now, if you're happy with where you put the lipstick, that's okay, you can leave it, but I do like to buff it up into the lip liner a little bit, and I don't need a lot. Like, it feels really dry right now, but that's okay, because I'm gonna go ahead and add lip gloss over the top of it, right in the middle. You don't have to do a lip gloss either, but I do like to add that extra moisture and shine right in the middle. And same with the gloss, I don't get it over the lip liner. I like to keep it inside that lip liner, and that keeps it from feathering and bleeding into the little lines. Now, certainly if you have a problem with lipstick lasting, you can fill in where that lip liner was with a lip stain or any type of long wear lipstick. Mine was just a matte lipstick. It has a pretty good stay power to it, so I'm okay with it. Now, a lot of times women will have powdered a little bit of translucent powder before they go to the lip liner, and that does help it last longer, but I have found that it really accentuates any hairs and wrinkles that I've got going on there. So I'm really having great luck with that lip liner helping it all last much longer. All right, so now I'm gonna do just a little bit of shimmer on the cheeks and the tip of my nose. I'm gonna do the lashes later though, and I'll definitely do a separate lash tutorial for you guys, but not today because I wanna get to the hair for you, okay? I've had a lot of questions about the updo. Oh, I almost forgot, setting spray, holy crackers. All right, I'm gonna use a dewy finish setting spray today with, of course, my wacky fan. So I like the dewy finish one sometimes because it gives my skin a really nice and moist look on those days I feel like it's kind of dried out. Always have the fan. Never leave home without it. All right. Let's do the updo. So I wanted to show you an easy way to do the updo. So like I said, my hair's thinning a little bit in the front, right up here. So I try to keep that part thick And what helps is like on day 2 of the no wash, I try not to wash my hair every day. I'll use some dry shampoo right at the roots. I try not to use this too much though, because it is drying. And my hair's, as it has grayed, has gotten kind of brittle. And this is just Battistay. I don't know if I said it right or wrong. It's pretty inexpensive. You can get it just about anywhere. I usually pick it up at Target or Walmart. I know they have it at, you know, Ulta and Sephora and all those places too. I do occasionally use a really kind of bougie expensive dry shampoo by, oh, what's that brand I use? Oh, I can't remember. I'll remember. Anyway, it's pretty expensive, but it feels much cleaner. But I use that one just because it will give you quite a buildup in your roots. So it helps with that volume, and it adds, it's like a texturizing spray. So it's kind of a buildup there. And I figure out what side I want to part my hair on. See how big and crazy and a little maybe needs a wash my hair looks like. But that's okay, because that's gonna make for a great updo. And I'm pulling it back here, twisting it like the good old French twist, and then pulling some up here to the top. I'm just using a small alligator clip. You can use a bigger one if you have more hair. But this one is pretty good at just grabbing right where I need it to. I sometimes will use bobby pins in little areas if I need extra help. If I feel like the clip didn't do a great job. And now I'm just back combing. I'm gonna bring that up just a little higher. There we go. Maybe pull out one of these light strands here. See, I've got a crazy bird's nest going on up here. And I'm just turning to my mirror over here so I can get like a larger view of it, just so it doesn't get too crazy. Well, I don't know what too crazy is. I guess too crazy is fine. I'm gonna use some Shaper Plus by Sebastian. And this is a fairly spendy brand. I just, it's got nostalgic value to me. It's the hairspray we used when I used to do makeup at Glamour Shots. Glamour Shots, you guys remember that? I was like 17 when I started doing makeup there, and this was the hairspray that we used, so the smell reminds me of that. And those were some good times for me. I loved doing makeup there. I wish they would bring back Glamour Shots. I'm telling you what, like, yeah, about a skating rink, but if they could bring back Glamour Shots, at least then I wouldn't fall and break my ankle going in, you know, because I would roller skating. And now I'm just shaping it, hence using the hairspray called Shaper, because it's not too stiff and crazy. It allows you some work room. And I'll go back in and perfect it, you know, any wacky spots that I can't see in the camera right now. But what's great about this kind of updo is you can be kind of wacky and it's okay. Then I'm using the Big Sexy Hair as a setting spray because it's a little more stiff. All right, I definitely will go back and perfect any crazy spots that I can't see, but let's investigate, shall we? Yeah, other than this crazy spot, I think I did okay. What do you guys think? Hey, that looks great, actually. I really like it and it looks cool with this shirt, yeah. Look like I'm ready to go. I bet you there's a piece sticking out somewhere that I can't see. And when I go back and watch this video, I'll be like, oh my gosh. But thanks for always giving me grace on that stuff and knowing that I can't see very good. And I know that you're all the same, so I hope that these tips and tricks help you. If your vision's not great, if your hands aren't steady, if your eyes are smaller than mine, if they're bigger than mine, if you've got more wrinkles than I do or less than I do, most of what I'm showing you can easily be translated to different shades, different eye shapes. I just wanna show you quick and easy tips and tricks to be able to master your game. You don't have to try to do it exactly like I did. Do what fits your face. Do what fits your time budget, what fits into your routine, and do what makes you feel beautiful. I love, love, love it when you guys have comments, when you've got questions. I do my best to answer all of them. And so definitely feel free to reach out and ask some questions or give me some comments. I love the feedback. And I hope you know that I love all of you so very much. And I appreciate your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day.